You're a special girl, Sarah.
I am. Mm-hmm. I just had this fantasy. We would be best friends. I love you.
I love you too.
You're beautiful. You're smart. You're perfect.
Scene 4, featuring London and Eliza, unfolds as a tender, introspective exploration of queer female desire, self-discovery, and the intricate navigation of emotional vulnerability, centering women's experiences in ways that resonate profoundly with lesbian and broader LGBTQ+ audiences. The scene opens with a quiet morning exchange, "Good morning," signaling a domestic, safe space where honest conversation can unfold, immediately framing the interaction as emotionally intimate rather than performative or voyeuristic, and emphasizing the significance of emotional accessibility in queer relationships. London's initial reluctance to leave bed, followed by her admission of embarrassment and self-doubt regarding a past infatuation with another woman who used her to provoke a boyfriend, captures the nuanced pain of unreciprocated desire and the internalized questioning that often accompanies formative experiences of attraction for queer women. Her concern, "Is there something wrong with me?" reflects the societal and internalized pressures to conform to heteronormative timelines and expectations of romantic success, a sentiment that resonates for women and LGBTQ+ audiences alike, particularly those navigating early experiences of queer desire amidst social invisibility or misunderstanding. Eliza's compassionate reassurance, repeated insistence that London is beautiful, smart, and perfect, functions as both validation and radical affirmation, mirroring the emotional scaffolding that queer women often need to embrace desire without shame and illustrating how emotional intimacy and trust are central to queer relational development. The conversation then naturally evolves into mentorship and shared experience as Eliza reflects on her own late-blooming journey, revealing that she encountered the awakening of same-sex desire through an older woman, an admission that normalizes queer exploration across age and experience and positions female mentorship and intergenerational knowledge as essential tools for navigating self-understanding. London's curiosity, her request for Eliza to show her how to navigate attraction to women, captures the vulnerability inherent in seeking guidance, the courage required to articulate desire, and the unspoken recognition of a safe emotional space where exploration can occur without judgment, highlighting the rarity and significance of such environments in the lives of queer women. Eliza's initial hesitation, grounded in ethics and social boundaries, followed by London's insistence and clear articulation of need, underscores the tension queer women experience between desire and propriety, self-expression, and societal norms, while reinforcing the legitimacy of authentic emotional longing and the importance of consent and negotiation in queer relational dynamics. The eventual acknowledgement of mutual attraction, tender gestures, and the repeated admissions of wanting connection, "I wanted to kiss you for a long time," emphasize the emotional reality of queer desire as a site of both longing and affirmation, where vulnerability is met with reciprocity and emotional risk is tempered by mutual care. This scene resonates for LGBTQ+ viewers because it foregrounds the internal and external complexities of coming into one's queer identity, the awkwardness, the self-questioning, the cautious testing of boundaries, and the eventual reclamation of personal agency and emotional expression. For women in general, the scene exemplifies universal themes of longing, emotional honesty, and the search for validation in spaces where affection is not always freely affirmed, thereby connecting queer-specific experience to broader experiences of emotional risk, mentorship, and self-discovery. Additionally, the scene subtly interrogates societal discomfort with women expressing love for each other by normalizing intimate communication, shared reflection, and the gradual unfolding of desire without sensationalism or fetishization, demonstrating that women's emotional and romantic expression is inherently human and worthy of recognition. The interplay between London and Eliza also reflects the real-world pressures queer women face to hide, minimize, or justify their feelings, with London representing the newcomer to self-knowledge, and Eliza embodying the guide, witness, and ethical anchor who affirms desire, while modeling self-respect and restraint. The repetition of affirming statements, gentle guidance, and tender attention highlights how queer female intimacy often thrives in subtle, relationally nuanced spaces, where connection is cultivated through listening, acknowledgement, and emotional reciprocity rather than spectacle. By framing the moment within a domestic, seemingly ordinary setting, the scene foregrounds truth, emotional honesty, and visibility as radical acts. The characters are not performing desire for an audience, but are instead inhabiting it authentically, teaching LGBTQ+ viewers the power of safe relational spaces in which they can explore and articulate their feelings. The scene also implicitly addresses intergenerational and societal anxieties about queer identity, demonstrating that desire can emerge at any stage in life and that mentorship and emotional honesty are critical in supporting self-discovery, particularly when prior experiences involve betrayal, shame, or social judgment. Furthermore, London's self-doubt, stemming from being used by another woman to provoke a heterosexual dynamic, captures the intersectional complexity of queer emotional experiences, where feelings must be navigated against a backdrop of heteronormative expectations and manipulations, making Eliza's patient validation not only a relational gift, but a form of resistance against the internalization of stigma. This dynamic offers a model for viewers seeking authenticity, love, desire, and mentorship among women, are not inherently scandalous, but are sites of learning, affirmation, and self-empowerment, which directly counters societal discomfort with female same-sex intimacy. The layered conversation, encompassing self-reflection, acknowledgement of past hurt, curiosity, ethical negotiation, and emerging desire, positions the scene as a quiet, radical exploration of what it means for queer women to claim emotional and romantic space safely, authentically, and without shame. Symbolically, London represents the vulnerability, hesitancy, and youthful uncertainty inherent in coming to terms with queer identity, while Eliza embodies affirmation, mentorship, and the embodiment of ethical care in queer relational dynamics, showing how emotional safety and guided exploration can cultivate self-acceptance and confidence. The scene's progression from initial embarrassment to tender connection demonstrates the transformative power of witnessing and being witnessed in queer contexts, highlighting the importance of relational networks that honor emotional expression while challenging internalized and societal stigma. In totality, this scene foregrounds the deep emotional resonance of female queer relationships, emphasizing how vulnerability, mentorship, affirmation, and consent create spaces where queer women can explore desire, develop self-understanding, and experience authentic intimacy. By focusing on emotional honesty, relational ethics, and the subtle unfolding of desire rather than spectacle or taboo, the scene provides an emotionally grounded representation that affirms LGBTQ use, experiences, and validates the emotional reality of queer love, offering both mirror and guidance for viewers seeking authenticity and connection, and the courage to inhabit desire openly. London and Eliza's interaction becomes a testament to the transformative potential of queer female intimacy, illustrating that becoming visible in feelings, in touch, in mentorship, and in vulnerability is both radical and essential, and that authentic connection is the foundation for personal growth, emotional resilience, and the reclamation of desire in a world that often seeks to regulate and minimize women's love for each other.